Boa noite, Brazil! Welcome back to the Rainbow Six Siege Invitational 2024, a record-breaking event, and we are getting the grand final that you could only dream of, Leo.
É isso, estamos aqui, nossa, desde muito cedo, horas e horas de transmissão, e eu tô cheio de energia, porque a festa está maravilhosa. Estamos a um mapa dessa marreta ser levantada, ou por W7M, ou por FaZe Clan.
Just one map separates potentially FaZe Clan, potentially W7M from raising this hammer high in the air in front of their home fans. But before we get rowdy, before we get loud, can we just make a little bit of magic here in this amazing arena? Can we bring the lights down for a moment?
É isso.
I want these amazing Brazilian fans to light this arena up for us.
Uau!
And create a beautiful scene in the Ginásio do Ibirapuera here in São Paulo.
8 horas, 33 minutos, hora de Brasília. Guarde esse momento, ginásio do Ibirapuera. Guarde esse momento, Brasil. Vamos fazer uma festa bonita, porque esta festa vai ficar na história dos esportes. Vocês são lindos. Estão nos propiciando um momento maravilhoso. Daqui 5, 10 anos, essa imagem vai girar o mundo. Vamos curtir. Vocês são o motivo de nós estarmos aqui hoje.
This is a moment that nobody in this arena will ever forget. All 9,000 of you have made this event the most special R6 esports event of all time. And we love you for it. Te amo, Brazil.
Can you listen? We're singing, we are Brazilian, proud of it.
Let's bring the lights back up. Let's switch gears and get noisy. Let's get noisy, shall we? What do you think?
I think it's time for some noise. Eu acho que agora é hora de fazer barulho. A gente já encantou o mundo. Agora vamos chacoalhar o ginásio do Ibirapuera.
Who will raise the hammer?
Quem vai levantar o martelo?
W7M!
Ou será que a FaZe Clan vai desbancar?
Hold on. W7M! Let's go again.
Vamos lá, eu quero ouvir a galera da FaZe Clan.
W7M!
FaZe Clan.
Let's get them singing.
Again, let's go.
As we get into the final map, we got 30 seconds. Let's get them singing.
Vamos lá, antes de começar, vamos todo mundo junto, afinal de contas somos brasileiros, então eu quero de novo. Eu sou brasileiro, com muito orgulho, com muito
The
amor.
time has come. Our final map awaits. Will it be FaZe Clan or W7M? Let's find out.
So the stage is set. With 10,000 Brazilians on their feet, they rise as one. As this epic finale comes to a grandstand conclusion. FaZe Clan, W7M, both desire the hammer. Only one can grasp it.
And I don't know if there is historically a better map to do this on. Night Haven Lab has been W7M's permanent ban ever since introduced the Tier 1 play of Siege. They've been hiding it for a good old time. They brought it out against G2 on the main stage. They won 7-1 in that matchup. And now Not with backs against the wall, even 2-2 here, anyone's map, they have to play it and they have to win it if they want the hammer.
Now we can talk about the band in just a moment. Of course, Rainbow Six, very much a team game, but an opportunity now to highlight one huge individual performance at this event. Herds has smashed Benja's record of most kills at a 6 invitational, and there's still one map to go. He's on 327. We'll see how high he can climb. KZ as well, edging closer towards the record for a best of 5, but we'll track that a little bit later.
It's not often that we get to say these words. Map 5 of the SI Grand Final is now upon us. Night Haven Labs will be our final battleground for this epic war that has concluded very shortly between these two teams, FaZe and W7M. What a performance, what a final dance that we have had.
Every single player dreams of qualifying for the 6 invitationals. Much fewer will make it to the grand finals. Almost nobody will get to play on a stage like this with the crowd that we have, going all the way to map 5, with no one being the clear favor of who's gonna take it.
Even fewer win it.
And even fewer win it.
And none of these guys have before. What a moment it will be, whoever the victor ends up being. Fingers crossed, it's a close 5th and final map.
All right, let's get underway. Opening round. W7M on the attack to begin, FaZe on the defense. Nate looking to open up main bridge. In towards IT they can go. KZ on the IQ can get very handy information. So far though, so good for W7M to get this main bridge opened up.
It's good pace here. Of course, 2-bro ban for W7M means that they cannot stall out here on the defensive side of FaZe. If the wall wants to get opened up, it most likely will. Default camps actually not being shot there from the attack inside, but it won't matter. buildup jumps back outside, makes the rotate happen, keeping FaZe guessing as to where he might be coming from.
Cyber down below, lurking on the Solace. Planting on potential if he's able to roam around and can give a read to the other defenders on the side of FaZe as to where those ranges are coming from. Elsewhere, Philippok's getting to work. So a big focus down below from the attack, and Hertz gets caught in a frost.
And also punished as well quickly by Souls. Perfect start to FaZe at the middle portion of this opening round. The response, no, Cyber captures Philippok. Caught napping, looking above into the heavens. 5 versus 3. And W7M not the start they would have been hoping for.
FaZe gonna play tighter together. Don't expose yourselves. Set up those crossfires. Hold the angles together and force the 2v1s.
Nade thrown out from KZ. Does get the knock onto Souls. Finished off as well. A couple of kills. Makes it a 3 versus 2. KZ's still very low. Needs to make his way through that doorway in his lost JV92. He's down. Out for the count. And a 1 versus 3. Now back ends smash shot down quickly. KDS with the last 2. FaZe with the opening statement in this 5th and final map.
Yeah, phenomenal counterplay there from the defense. W7M with a focus down below. We saw Herds try and sneak his way up to Garage Rafters. Unfortunately got caught off guard by that frost mat. Philippok as well, trying to get to work on Buck. Was eventually countered by that Solace that we mentioned prior. So phenomenal work there from FaZe. W7M off to a slow start on attack.
Usually for W7M, we see them excel maps that, of course, they know really well. We don't know how much they've played Night Haven Lab in scrims, in practice off the camera, but in Tier 1 play only a single time. So there comes a point here where they are forced in this map in the decider. They are quote-unquote comfortable playing it, but of course, it's not their main priority. So I think it's beautiful for W7M to prove that they indeed are world champion worthy by winning this map if they can do it.
And I know at this point in the grand final, statistics probably don't mean a whole lot, but when it does come to this map of Night Haven Labs, 49% attacker win rate.
Oh.
And so it is essentially 50-50. It's the only map that's even remotely close to that.
Damn. Okay, well I guess no excuses, right guys? If you suck on attack, you suck on attack.
I'm pretty sure you just said this game is going to go to overtime, right?
Those might be the words that were uttered, but in a different phrase. 1-0 to FaZe. W7M, now the onus is on you to respond. We go to basement. Tank and assembly here for the second round.
Yeah, so those mute jammers being out from Handy to stop the wall advancement. So Felipox will, of course, go on the Thatcher for those EMPs. But that's not the main goal. You can't just open up a wall and go straight towards the bomb site. You gotta go for that roam clear. It's why the IQ is there. Scan for cameras, scan for gadgets. Valkyrie's in play. They got 2 C4s below. They need to be careful on the attack when they get to that first primary floor.
And the defense of FaZe will want to try and lock this down. It's KZ to play entry.
Oh, he falls off. Maybe sensed something he didn't like. Handy still holds that doorway.
What?
Oh, no! There! Another team kill!
They tried
First
to
time
make
in
it
this
go.
map. And W7M are down a player earlier. Turd's gone.
Disaster struck.
I mean, who said you can't get nade kills anymore?
Come on, guys. It's on the wrong player. Man.
Can he make up for it though? Nade. He does. He wasn't the one that got that team cage, but he's able to make up for KZ's mistake. Just over 90 seconds left, and at least it's now even again. For W7M's attack, it's slow, but slowly making their way through the map, and positions of which FaZe have got themselves still up above that can be cleared.
There's a player in long desk.
Yeah, Cyber. He's holding by this angle. If Reed is there, maybe he's coming back up the staircase. He might know something's up.
I mean, surely he hasn't been droned, right?
No logic bombs available from JV92 to ring out and maybe get a warning. Cyber goes for an aggressive play here up above over towards long desk and now makes his move. Now makes his mark. Oh! Timing from JV92! Immaculate! And now the cameras are also hacked.
And Valkyrie's on the board, so a lot of information now available to the attack as W7M bring it to a 3v3.
Souls with a massive kill at that very moment at least keeps it even. Again, with only now 40 seconds remaining. W7M looking to now make their way towards site.
Cyber's giving away his life, and he's giving away information. Can W7M capitalize upon it? 30 seconds.
All 3 players for FaZe, certainly on site now, no one up above. No real vert play either, really, in this round. It's all horizontal. The cast barricade to get broken down by Felipox. With the kit in hand, and on the other side, he's still got barbed wire. 15 seconds, guys. Time is so urgent now for W7M. Handy. At this point, FaZe, they can start to swing if they want. We're into red time, and the barbed wire will stop. That's kicked down. Handy, though, is also down. They need the kills. Gas paper thrown out. It won't be enough. KZ needs to go massive here. 1 second at a time. It's a dream start for FaZe in this 5th map.
I mean, forget the gas canisters, the gas babes in the pocket. Just pull out your gun, win your ones. What a way to lock it out from FaZe.
The small things, right? You drop that hatch down to the basement bomb site, the window and the door are both castle barricaded. You got 27 seconds, you got no breaching charges, you gotta punch the barricade 9 times. It gives so much intel that there's a player in there. You know it's just one because you can count the punches, every single one. 1, 2, 3, all the way to 9. It's so predictable, it's readable, FaZe to shut it down.
Oh, through the drone hole.
Oh, no.
As well, Cyber caught on that flank. Obviously,
exactly.
guys, then gives away the tablet, it gets hacked. And that information, I think, really did aid W7M temporarily, but unfortunately, with time bleeding, they couldn't capitalize upon it.
So far this series, this grand final, has been about swings and momentum.
Yeah.
So far, a great start for FaZe, but we know at some point W7M will make a comeback. We know that they will be able to have a bit of momentum themselves, so it's very important for FaZe, I guess, to extend this lead. They cannot allow W7M to get back into this early on. 2-0 start. More importantly, no tactical timeout has been taken. We've seen that quite a lot in this grand final. 2 rounds, 3 rounds in, where a lot of these tactical timeouts have been taken early by the team losing early.
No, you're right. And the thing for me is that, and this is like easy to say, right? It doesn't have much merit, but like we haven't seen the key players of WCM to like fire up right now. KC 1 and 2, Hurt 0-2. These are your typical entry players on the attacking side. If they're not getting anything done, that usually is the reason why things are not going well for them.
Well, the Ying has made it through the ban phase, so we'll see if W7M and KZ specifically is able to get value from that execute operator. Herz as well with Jackal, and he's found information down below.
Herz is getting aggressive pop, trying to blow his own eye, not scared of a KDS1 at the most perfect time. 4-1, what a start for KDS. Felipox, shoulder peek. Oh, the great headshot from Felipox, needed that on the right side as well, but Cyber wins that battle for the quick trade. despite the fact that he got that kill onto KDS. Cyber was close. Now top blue for KZ. A little double stack through the doorway, but a drone. At least information. Shot now through the wall from KZ. KZ! Oh, they needed that one, W7M. A slow and stagnant start to Night Haven, but now an opportunity. And JB to compound on that opportunity. Down to just Cyber in a 1-on-3.
Cyber can go for the revive.
Oh.
Elects to go for the nitro. I don't think he's gonna pull this one. If he doesn't, W7M respond.
Speak of them, and they might just show up out of nowhere. Yes, the Ying is in play. It survived to operate the ban phase, but I can tell us that's not the key story. It's the gun in the right hands. Someone like Hertz, someone like KC, they can find the magic in any attack around. And in that one particular, that 2K really opened things up quickly for them.
The stage has just well and truly continued to erupt. KZ's had some really important moments in this grand final on almost every single map. So no surprise to see him have yet another important moment here in this one. Brazil is making its presence known in this stage that is now heard worldwide. But how amazing this crowd has been, this grand final has matched it.
Left before insertion.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
That's all I can say is yeah. It's phenomenal. It's
Attackers are moving.
everyone in Rainbow Six Siege right now is living the dream. This is what we want for the game. The game that we love.
I mean,
For the many years we've been going.
we are watching history be created before our very eyes.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. This is the kind of series that will be watched back time and time again.
Well, into round 4 then. Let's see if W7M can double down. Or can FaZe play spoils? Top floor we go. Maverick in play for Hardbridge.
The thing is, W7 they ban out the Muncie. And so far, just Vidiking is playing it, but it means neither side on attack can bring it out if they want that comfortability. But of course, shield play is not what you want right now. It's Hardbreach. Maverick, like I mentioned, being played in case of a bandit trick. It's gonna guarantee this will be opened up, but it is not the quickest gadget. It'll take some time. Impact was out, does a bit of damage with JV. I think he's missed a spot. And that could be difficult to figure out here because the feet holes, they're there.
For Leapox to play cover. JV92, can he open up the wall? He will. So some good work there from the Mav.
IT opened up, breach available now, and into the map goes Herds. Jackal, Inox again, and the red ping to follow off of. Has struggled a little bit, 0-3. But you cannot keep a champion down for very long. KZ's come to the table, JV92, so has Nade. Now it's up to Herds to start to make his presence known inside of Night Haven Labs. 90 seconds left. Cyber wants to get aggressive at main breach. Obviously has a lot of information here on the Souls. And by the way, there's not many drones remaining. 2, in fact, are still up, and that's all. Now 1.
Oh, that's a big fight! It's a 4 versus 4 now. Handy to lock down Electrical.
Frag grenade as well. Throne moved away. KDS doubles down, gets rid of Nade. JV can't find the response. The flash goes out. Maybe expecting more pressure from FaZe. Kit momentarily down. There goes KDS. He falls. In a match that is proving to be quite 50-50. These rounds are being quite 50-50. 3 versus 3 with, well, 50 seconds to go.
They've been so close. The rotate here from W7M. They think, okay, we got the flank kills inside of garage. Now rotate around inside the connector. Get out Q, get the scanner up. But the issue is Handy has a shotgun right by the breach that could stop the entire push. They don't have the intel. They don't have any drones.
Can they play off of each other? W7M for double swings, to use the numbers, to overload certain positions here inside the server. Handy up close, shotgun in hand. Doesn't go for the initial swing, just wants to try and time this perfectly. Souls gets 1, 2 now remain for W7M, and yes, up close, that shotgun is so deadly. KZ in a 1v3, with little time remaining, the shoulder peek is nice from the right-hand side. He cannot get these shots to land, because at that point, FaZe don't even need a peek. There's a third for FaZe.
And that's the kind of defense where you can sometimes crumble under the pressure. Sometimes you can give away free picks. Not the case that time around.
FaZe's playstyle so far in these rounds is the reason why they're so good in them. The discipline to know when to just stay alive. Handy didn't swing unnecessarily. He was waiting for the right moment. His teammate covered his back. They knew the cover was there. They had to trust in one another. And now on the final map, W7M, the FaZe cams, signs of frustration. Yeah, we can talk about how it's like 50-50 in these rounds and you can win attacks or defenses, but when you want that hammer, it's been your story for a whole year, and these rounds are so close. One gunfight could change the outcome. It's the most frustrating feeling in the world.
I mean, you win 2 majors. The expectation is to then follow up with the hammer from 6 Invitational. But right now, FaZe are far closer than W7M to being able to wield that hammer, standing right behind them on the main stage. 3-1 lead for FaZe. 2 rounds to go in the first half of this 5th and final map. It's a grandstand finish, but right now FaZe are leading the race.
You need to understand, as a player right now, one of the biggest things you have to deal with right now is suppressing your emotions, because you're 1 second away from crying probably at this point. I was when I was in their seat, because this is what you want so badly. The stress in their minds, every decision they make can alter the outcome of the round. Suppress emotions, play like a robot, and put on your best performance possible.
And I like the fact that you bring up overthinking every moment, because it's been small moments, small mistakes that have made this game what it is.
Sniper's been a big name in this entire series, always looking for a kill, always roaming around the map. He's had a quiet start so far, but it's on the Valkyries getting active. W7M, they're playing very far back in the attacking lineup so far.
Need to get Hurt involved. It's so paramount, I think, for W7M. 0-4 playing the Finker, needs to be good on the entry. He's one of their best players when it comes to the player ratings.
Sure is. A phenomenal player. Easy falls.
Surely not.
It just feels like it's starting. No! Finds his way. Doubles down. Triples down. Nitrocell as well. Got this shot. Like the Nitrocell, W7M are imploding. FaZe are exploding.
You gotta call it a timeout. You have to pull the brakes here. The players, they have to just feel for a second here, talk to each other like a brotherhood. Guys, we're not out of it yet. We're down 1-4. There it is, sure enough. W7M, they have just called their tactical timeout.
But this is where magical moments are made. You're down 4-1 in the final map of arguably now one of the greatest grand finals we have ever seen in this game. The W7M talk about cementing a legacy, to start a dynasty. It needs to now begin from this moment, from this timeout. This final round of the opening half arguably needs to go their way.
There is only one issue here by being basically unbeatable for a full year. You have not dealt with loss. You have not been behind in the 5th map. You have not suffered the consequences of not being good enough in the grand finals, because W7M have always been good enough this entire last year. Now they're down 1-4. Can they mentally be there for each other and take it 1 round at a time?
And perhaps in the back of the mind, they're thinking, not again.
Yeah.
We don't want to miss out on the hammer like last time. Again, we said 49% attacker win rate here on Night Haven Labs. So it's almost paramount. If W7M are to find their way back, this next round is a must-win.
Their journey started 365 days ago, essentially. Give or take a few days. But back at 6 Invitational 2023, it was G2 that won 3-1 over W7M, shattering them. And how they responded was so paramount. They won back-to-back majors to make the statement that they should be regarded as the best team that we have in the game right now. But that dynasty does not begin unless they lift that hammer. Down 4-1, FaZe are looking to now create their own legacy, to now cement their own history.
I feel like everyone's played so well in this series that we've never been like, oh, this guy is just not showing up. You said it, Xenox, last round. Hurt is 0-5 right now. First time in the best of 5. We go all 5 maps before someone is really not hitting their shots, and it happens to be one of the most important players for W7M's attacking side. I think this goes back to Skyscraper. W7M can get the 4-2 half, buy a little bit of way, a little bit of leeway when the sideshow comes around. I think they'll be okay.
So we'll kick off and top floor, main bridge being worked by the Ace Thatcher combo. Pretty easy to deal with that. The King though close by on Solace. So here's a pretty good read as to how many players are now outside the breach. And he can relay that information to the rest of the team. Does he look to aggress? Does he look for the jump out?
Not yet, but he preps it, ready for it. Something that could obviously come to fruition here for FaZe to maybe catch W7 off guard. And there's the opening kill for Handy on a KZ. And JV to fall through that Nitrocell. It really is down to Herds now to get involved. Nade the push through, can't hit the headshot. It felt like he was hitting those time and time again earlier in the grand final for Leapox though. Can he make this his moment to salvage the round for W7M? When it felt like maybe all hope would be lost in this 6th round. Handy from a distance. Herds can just not get involved. But Leapox needs the ace. Minute and a half. Well, there's another 3, 2 to go. This is when moments are born, created and forged in this battle of war of attrition. 2 to go. Can he create 2 1 versus 1s with 60 seconds to do so?
They're flanking, and Felipox does not have a read. I think he might now, though.
Keep
he
pushing.
senses that it's clear.
Keep pushing, and you might be able to win this one for W7M. It feels so pivotal, so vital. The battle towards Port Blue can't be won, though, Cyber. It's a 5-1 lead for FaZe Clan. 2 rounds away from history.
This moment right now is when time is standing still for W7M. This is when you take and look at the crowd and you appreciate where you are, to be fortunate enough, to be good enough to play here today. You might be 2 rounds away from this being over and you being the loser. Win or lose, the biggest, most important thing to take away from this is to live in the moment and absorb this experience.
Soak it in.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. We may never see anything like this again. 10,000 strong inside of this arena for Brazil, cheering on a Brazilian team. So rare. The FaZe have looked so dominant on Night Haven Labs. They've clearly been the better side thus far.
Yeah, I gotta say, heartbreak. There's been some individual rounds here, the side of FaZe where Handy single-handedly wins around for his team. Souls does the same thing. The score is 5-1. In reality, this could have easily been 3-3.5.
Do we see another comeback on defense? Is it possible?
I want to believe. I want it so bad. I think the question mark, very simple. If Hertz wakes up on defense, I think there's a chance. If he does not, I do not see a world where they make a comeback.
It's not just down to Hertz.
Of course.
Obviously, he is the focus here. He's so strong, so talented. But as a collective unit, as a team, they go to war together. The W7M right now, they need that togetherness at the very final moments. Their last dance, maybe not shaping up the way they would have liked. FaZe, 2 more rounds. And arguably, you win this round, oh, it becomes so difficult for W7M.
It does. It's like that, basically the final nail in the coffin at that point. One mistake and it's over. FaZe opens up the first wall. Nade is there with the counter. Bandit trick successful on this thermal charge rather. Selma was down though. A small hole in the wall, but no real good entry point.
No vertical play from FaZe. I mean, typically you see a player down below, pressure in that position, making it difficult for the Bandit. Not that time around. So it is a win in the column for the defenses. W7M, I mean, trying to mount an insurmountable comeback.
Certainly doable. And if they can just start to get a couple of rounds, we've already seen in this grand final those comebacks like you mentioned, Pengu. So 90 seconds left, 5 versus 5. These early contact fights though, in the dire stage is so important. W7M need to start finding these opening kills so they don't get overloaded on site.
But how close the are playing? Once the happening starts,
Oh.
very fast.
Rafters control. Yeah, Souls are still low, but still alive and can throw out those Candelas, allowing entry for Cyber. Felipox can't win his battle. It just has that feeling that it's all falling apart for W7M once again. That this final hurdle for FaZe might just finally be overcome. Red pings, KZ, it's not happening, is it? but it is happening for FaZe! One round away from cementing themselves as world champions.
Take a look at player camps. In one camp, big smiles in the face of FaZe Clan because they're doing the unthinkable. What many people wouldn't even consider possible just a few days ago. And W7M, they have their head rather, in their hands, frustrated, struggling like I am right now. They're down.
Nick, our first map of this grand final was 7-1 to FaZe.
Yeah.
There is every chance that despite a valiant effort from W7M, it may end up in a similar fashion. Up 6-1. Surely, now, at this moment, with 5 opportunities, FaZe will finally taste the ultimate glory that they've been so close to. Back-to-back major wins for W7M, but it was back-to-back semi-final losses for FaZe. Forever in that shadow, but now looking to step out of it.
Let's see, can W7M respond? Backs well and truly pinned to that wall. Can they break free?
Attackers must locate
Basement,
and defuse
we
the
go.
bomb.
I don't know. I mean, it's going to be an insane comeback if they get half close.
It's gotta start somewhere. This could very well be the round. The one big difference right now is that when FaZe are attacking, they are pushing together, all 5 members. No one's being left out. On the flip side, W7M, they're playing very isolated, fragmented. They're not playing like a full-on team. We've seen documentaries about these characters, these players, that they say, guys, communication's not there. We need to talk to each other and go together. But now you gotta fix it in the middle of the grand finals.
It's an extension up above once more for W7M. And that means that Herds is going to be under so much pressure. 1 kill in 7 rounds, and this one, the biggest of his career.
I know how difficult this is for W7M, that they cannot go into their shells, despite the circumstances that they find themselves in. These kind of angles is what could get them back into this game. Aggressive, holding key position. You fall back to sight because you're fearful of what could happen, you will then lose.
And you had to play to win, seek the opportunities, not be afraid. You don't let him back down. JV, he gets the opening.
That's a good start. More to come. FaZe, though, the pressure valve released, of course, with 5 map match grand final points. Cyber wanting to push in towards Rafters. He lost his life. Another key position still held firmly by W7M, and Handy again onto Herd, shuts him down. 3 versus 3. Handy's low, but a good position nevertheless. With 90 seconds left in this round, FaZe feels like they're just moments away from glory. In fact, with JV down and now confirmed, they have the advantage.
FaZe are this close to capturing the hammer. Can they convert it from here? They've done all the hard work. Nade and KZ, the only 2 players standing in their way.
Souls, he can't win it! KZ keeps hope alive for W7M. Drops back down, now they can play sight in a 2-on-2.
Imagine your face, every single blink, you see the hammer behind your eyes, you see the moment that you'll lift that trophy. You had the 3v2, now it's slowly crumbling away, but it's a tie 2v2 with the health bars even.
The crowd getting behind W7M, they want more action, they do not want this to end. Information for Handy, 9-3. 30 seconds left, is this where FaZe claim their crown? In a blaze of glory, Vidaking and Handy, side by side, brother in arms, and now the drop from Handy, expecting one to be behind the tank, but not to be, and now he questions where they very well may be on the site itself. Vidaking as well. Well, there he is, KZ, you wanted to find him, and he finds you! So is Nade! This one's not over yet!
That bell's not ringing. W7M not backing down without a fight. They're going to have to keep throwing punches, though.
But every moment, every kill that they get is important to them, right? Get that confidence going, start feeling it again in the server. It's been so many rounds in a row won by FaZe. The confidence course will slip up. It's got to start somewhere, and that round to start.
It's look, 6-2. We're not at that point. It's really difficult to mention the C word. Just come back, of course. But that is exactly what is required. And a great start, KZ towards command. Again, showing aggression on those entries. They have to. especially on base when you can't just 5-stack on site because you're so fearful. They didn't. Really good credit to W7M.
This is why I'm so impressed by KC. Even when this is a scenario, when you're down 1 and 6, he's opening up duels, he's seeking engagements. In that 3 versus 3, he's actively walking around looking for a player that he could take a fight against. He has no fear. He's fighting. He has had so many phenomenal individual games this tournament. He's just missing his duo in Hurts, who's still sitting on a single kill.
So we go to command and server. One grand final point has now been averted by W7M. 4 more though. 4 more rounds required without mistake, without putting a foot wrong. Guys, they have to be perfect.
They have to be. Rightly so. I think if you want to be the best team in Siege and lift that hammer, you need to play near perfect. So let's jump into it then. Round number 9, as you mentioned, top floor we go. And Herds is still struggling, 1 and 8. Again, in an important position to try and play for a bit of time over towards long desk, but he makes his way back now towards electrical. He can lock that down and use goo mines to fortify his position.
You know, I love the fact that Souls right now is being activated to its fullest. He's on the Ying, handy on support, he's get open the walls, and Souls, a player who had his start of his career playing Ivana, playing Thermite, playing Ace, now it's in SI Grand Finals, he's playing the Ying. He might be the entry to finish the job right now. EMP goes out, Cell makes a Thermite charge to deny any sort of bandit tricking, but we know there is no bandit. WMP denies the Kai Claw, breach is successful.
Yep, Claw doesn't land, so some really good work there from FaZe. And that's now a position that the defense must watch. They must keep a keen eye on that entry and not allow anybody in a powerful position to cut that cross into the objective.
Entry should be strong for FaZe. They've got 4 Candelas in the hands of Souls. Something to keep an eye on as we continue forward by the end of this round. There's no Warden in play. So that Yang is extremely powerful. If FaZe lose Souls, suddenly W7M look in a much better position. Philippox down below, and we have a lurk. A potential 1v1. But Philippox falls off of that position momentarily through storage, goes Cypher. And the timing could not be ever present. The swing comes through, and the opening kill goes the way of Cypher. The way of FaZe. And those Candelas now to be thrown out.
Looking to dislodge that mirror window position. It's Nade holding it currently. He's been the clutch master for this defensive unit, but JV92, he's the one to step up.
Still a Nitro Cell available for Nade. We know how good he's been in the clutch in this grand final. Candela thrown, 1 more available in the back pocket for Souls. 40 seconds remaining in the round. Handy, close. Tries to bank off of that wall. The flash, Souls will fall. No more Candelas. Nicely done from her. Starting to get involved. But it is FaZe. They bring it back to a 3-on-3 and Cyber as well. And he can get almost another one. That can cement it. No. 2 versus 2. Nade still has a Nitro Cell, and they get that through Hurts. Here he comes. He makes it. He cannot be counted out, and neither can W7M.
Cyber has been regarded as the best player in the world in the past, putting up stellar performances. Hurts and KC right now are fighting for that title, in my own eyes at least. And now, when the moment needs it the most, they both show up to shut down Cyber on the entry garage.
And that round going right down to the wire. You think about top floor. There's not many safe places to sit, especially with that Azami ban. And that's why we saw such aggressive trading from both teams. Is that the spark now for W7M? Is that belief now coming back a little bit?
I'll tell you what, 1 more round and suddenly FaZe might just start to feel like it could be slipping away, to start to feel like, can they actually control this momentum that W7M has developed as the game has gone on, despite being 6-1 down. Now to 6-3.
You see there, the player cams with W7M, like this, the sigh of relief, their bodies, their lungs filled with air going, oh, we're still in it. 1 more round to go, and then again, and again, and a third, and then you're in overtime. It's infinite, by the way. We could be here for a while. But the issue really comes down to the fact that, again, you have to be flawless every single time. 1 small misstep, FaZe clutching up like they almost just did, and then it's done for.
This grand final's been epic. It's been extraordinary. But arguably, we're 3 rounds away from the greatest grand final I think we've ever seen. And that is not an easy statement to make.
It is not.
Tertiary site. It's now being teased by W7M. This is the test around, the tertiary site.
Yep.
This is big.
This is where most teams on defense, they go to die. And the issue is, if you don't have a good attack at half, which WM did not, you don't have that parachute in terms of round count. You need to be, as we keep saying, flawless on it. FaZe, they've been playing the same style so far in attack. They play 5 versus 5. They want to get the bombs that execute out clean. They want to get the vertical play. They have the ram and the bug. They don't want to just throw bodies at the problem. They want to problem solve every step of the way.
Yep. Clutch from Cyber. Pretty early map control, can get to work with the skeleton key. You think about those and the boogie auto breaches from the ram. That's going to expose a lot of the site. And then it's up to W7M. What do they do in response? Do they buck it down and try and hold the objective, or do they re-aggress up above? Philippox on blue.
Yep, just flashed out on cams, came off, and now again FaZe, they're working that in, but nothing happens from that. They're stalling out a little bit here. I think Vidiking is trying to get the overview as the in-game leader, droning out saying, guys, what should our next step be? Hey, everybody, come together, make this play proactively. Let's not lose anybody to free. Always have a pair and we'll go together.
Keep in mind, they'll be relying on drones for the flank watch. No dedicated hard flank watch for this attack.
2 drones is all that remains though, so it's not a lot of information. And an OP kill from Nade. With the one and only Nitrocell that they had in the back pocket, it gets rid of Vidiking. Now the push from side up. Before our very eyes, we may witness something very special. Solzo, the boogie auto breacher, opens up the floorboards, and now with Handy, they start to push together.
That's enough. That's what you need. That small opening, that double kill, the C4 from below, diffuser on the ground with 45 seconds, and now FaZe, they gotta scramble together. And the worst thing is, they don't have any active drones, 2 alive, but nothing that they can utilize right now.
They got two very important Candelas, but there's a Warden on the board in Nade. He is very pivotal for W7M. All they need to do is hold angles on sites. Couple of shots over to Ward Garrett's Handy, that's clean. What a way to start, shuts down Herds. At this point now, W7M, you do not need to peak. 20 seconds, time arguably on the side of W7M. Candela thrown, entry has been made, but Philippox gets on the flank. Souls though, now tries to respond, can't find the headshot, doesn't even get the down. Philippox stays alive, at least enough to deny in terms of time, of which is running out for Souls. He has to stick to plan. We know he cannot, we know we get another round. 6-4, 2 more rounds. Can they be found for W7M? And FaZe might just be feeling as if history might go against them if they cannot turn this around.
You have to start saying the term thought armor, that we gotta go to overtime. The thing is, how much more can the hearts of W7M take? Their players, their fans, they're keeping us in so much tension right now. They've been facing match point from behind for 3 rounds now, going flawless. And what they've been doing is that a single player, different every single time, they've been finding these small windows of opportunity, taking full advantage, and finding a multi-kill to stop FaZe from advancing on their plan.
I kind of hope the game doesn't go to OT, Jacob. You might pass out.
I might pass out at this point.
Oh my word,
But I want to see this go the distance. It deserves to go the distance.
Yeah. 6-4. 6-4. W7M are doing it. And that belief now, it's certainly back. Not just for the team, but the crowd as well, as they continue to support their favorite team.
We gotta start talking about the mental switch now, right? We said, okay, W7M, they're down. They feel that trophy slipping away. FaZe on match point, they keep seeing that trophy every time they blink. But now FaZe, I think it's wake-up time. The dream, you realize, wake up to reality here. You haven't won just yet. You still gotta get this final round done.
It's one thing to win a 6 Invitational Grand Final.
Cyber?
Another from this. I thought he was dead to rights!
1 HP!
1 HP!
But that might define the outcome of the round. Cyber, the injury's down. Vertical Blade Buck is down as well. Sure, they got the ram on Souls, but again, FaZe, they have a plan. It needs 5 players. They do not have 5 players in this round.
I tell you what, the script writer for this match is a very sick individual.
Give him a raise!
Give him the trophy. That's what I say.
He deserves it.
Yeah.
Well, the biggest thing is though, KZ's very low. Like you said, 1 HP. So very susceptible to any form of damage. So yes, it's 5 versus 4, but he is also very vulnerable. Still, it's a gun up. It's an extra player alive in the server for W7M. Now, FaZe, the entry's a little bit more difficult.
Mind you, the roam is still active. Just because they got the kill, they've not fallen back just yet. They're still in the staircases, still with Solas up right, of course, looking for those drones, shutting down the intel game.
KDS.
More drones alive. KDS
No
is
way! No way! The shots are just not landing. The plot armor's too thick for W7M, but Handy's been so strong and finicking out of nowhere. Maybe that plot armor's got a hole in it after all. Down to Herd, he falls. FaZe might just flip the script.
Unfortunate there for Herd, shut down. Now it's Nade and Philippox to hold on for W7M as FaZe try to formulate one hell of a response in this round.
I could not imagine the adrenaline coursing through the veins of these players. What a performance they've given us. Stand as one to congratulate what's been a tremendous grand final, but only one winner.
Located a bomb.
50 seconds left. Nade and Philippox, shoulder to shoulder, they move on the defense to hold these key positions as FaZe look to open up the floorboards for one final time potentially.
There's a bit of a mix-up there for W7M. Half wanted to stick around for the roam, the other half wanted to run down. They split up in the middle, and they paid, they suffered. Now they're down a man, but they still got it. 30 seconds and bombs at their disposal. They can still win this round.
Surely it doesn't come down to the brothers, Nade and Handy. 20 seconds, there's one from Philippox on King. It very well may come down to the twins themselves to settle this final. 15 seconds and the drop from Souls, playing behind Handy, who still needs to get the kid onto the floor, and Souls will fall to Nade. Handy in the 1 versus 2, deep into red time. He can't finish it. He's on brother. He's on bloody brother.
You can't count them out. It doesn't matter how bad it looks. It doesn't matter how close it gets. One more round.
Tactical timeout. FaZe Clan from 6-1 down. W7M and brought it all the way back.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know if Fabian himself could turn this one around, because what do you say? Where do you begin? You have 60 seconds to turn this entire thing around if you're FaZe. You have 60 seconds if you're W7M to say, guys, one more round. We've made it so far already. Come on. Keep doing what we have been doing. It is working. They're scared. You can tell.
Well, I mean, let's look back at that round then. Philippox and Nade, back-to-back insane shots. Left Handy on an island, 5 seconds, no time. And who else but Nade to win that one out? The crowd, the loudest it has ever been. I didn't know they could get any louder, but they have.
Guys, it has been an absolute privilege. We are oh so fortunate for this bloody game. A grandstand finish for the grandest of all finals. Match and grand final point for FaZe. It's their last one remaining. That final hurdle, once again, is in front of them. Will they trip and fall? Or will they overcome that obstacle in W7M?
They cannot take us this far and then not give us what everybody wants. Everyone who's watching, everyone in the arena, we all want the 6-6. We want to go to overtime on 5th map. We want to fight it out for longer. It's not done yet.
Oh, it's a wasted Nitrocell, little information, but boy, at this point, I couldn't even be surprised if he can't hear a darn thing.
Forget sound cues. I mean, that's just not a thing in this series. Bravo in play then. Souls. Will those clutch drones be able to turn the tide? There is a cap can on the board.
I
don't want to curse it because it would be insane. But there's always that possibility.
I think it's genius. You play the mental games as operators. You know, FaZe, they're on attack. They're gonna go swift. They're gonna try like cyber, be aggressive, right? If you don't see a captain trap, if you don't drone it out, you might just die to a gadget entering the doorway.
So then, Handy, 11 kills. He's been phenomenal in this map. Exothermic for the main wall, followed up by an EMP. It won't be disrupted by the defense. KZ lurking, Nitro Cell ready and waiting.
It's the last one they've got. A couple of impacts as well. Drones, 5 remain for FaZe. Again, slow is their approach. Typically been so good for them in the past, but right now, this comeback from W7M is so strong. That plot armor is so thick. The fairy tale last dance. Will it get the conclusion?
Probably one of the slowest rounds of FaZe so far. The pressure definitely getting to them, but of course their coach might have said, guys, they will aggress into you, hold those angles, expect the swings to come around. They don't have the ying, they don't have any easier to break this apart.
Well, Handy's pushed forward. Advanced position, Exothermic, Box. Can he flame box?
I think he denied it. I don't know if that gets opened up. Hard to see from this position. So. I think he's denied it. Headshot so from Garage, the headshot onto Handy, who's been so strong for FaZe. Over to blue we go. Souls can't win the initial shot. And Spear King bomb. Infinite overtime. It's upon us. Oh, surely it is. I'm sorry, Pengu. I'm sorry.
You guys dragged me into this, you know? You asked me if I would join you on this, and I said, how crazy can it get? It's just the Grand Finals, right? No, it's SI Grand Finals. This is where the craziest games happens between the best teams in the world, and we are witnessing an infinite overtime that could last 5 minutes or 50. We truly do not know, and it's W7M completely in the driver's seat right now.
From 6-1 down, W7M have been able to hold strong. What fortitude, what resilience. Surely now they can go all of the way. Or can FaZe Clan give us one final twist of this tale?
You know, you can prepare for almost every scenario. When you've played a couple of finals, you know what it's like mentally, but one thing you cannot practice for is infinite overtime. It pretty much only happens once a year at SI. Very few games even go there to begin with, and many who does, they end relatively quickly. This is such new territory for every single player.
Final map of the Grand Final. I almost feel like I'm in a dream. This cannot be real. Absolutely incredible. The fortitude from W7M. Still on the search for the treble. Let's see how the hell this one's gonna play out.
You know, W7M to get the defensive round to keep things the same. I think that kind of favors them. Infinite OT, you gotta win 2 rounds, so to speak, in a row. So if W7M win here on defense, they still gotta win the next attack to follow up to actually get it.
Nitro Cell from JV and falls short. Handy repels away, gets out of that dangerous position. Ooh. Triple stack, entry denial devices. But the entry now comes through for FaZe. They have struggled immensely on the attack. Both teams have. How fitting that it comes down to this. Oh, infinite overtime. Looking for the trick.
The bandit juggle lands. Herds has been quiet here on the 5th map of this series, but that's a key play with that utility. Has a Nitro as well, but Cyber has a read on that position.
1C4 again could open things up. Those small moments that we're looking for. When the attack wants to go, when defenders, they lash out. We have 2 C4s remaining, Captain taps on the board as well. Solus who's roaming out from Philly Pox, and FaZe are looking like they don't know exactly where to go. Viking on the Agile, trying to lead his teammates, but it looks like a take we've seen so many times before, and it usually does not work out.
Barbed wire broken, wanted to get in towards Garage. Top Rafters is there, still available to be taken. Minute and 10 seconds left in this W7M seeking that grand final point if they can close this round. Same for FaZe. And the opening kill for JV92. Frag grenade thrown. It's not that deadly. This is even more impactful. The Nitro cell from KZ, though, misses the mark. Still one available for Herds. The swing, it's a little bit whiffy, but it doesn't matter. Elsewhere, still the advantage with W7M. KZ loses the close contact. Nice swing. And suddenly a 3 versus 3. With 40 seconds remaining, FaZe have struggled on the attack, but could they finally break through and break the heart to W7M to begin overtime?
W7M need to be careful. FaZe could isolate them in these positions. I mean, look at Nade. He's stuck prone. If he's hunted down by FaZe, it will flip the round in their favor. Keep in mind, Solace also in play.
Footholds to deal with. F not mine shot out. Flashbang. Force him to be full white. Handy with the cross. It's successful. Feet showing behind the desk. And that's a nice kill. Handy up by himself. And 1 versus 2. Shot from Handy. Through the soft wall. Philippe stays alive. That was a 1 versus 1. Behind the bomb chassis. Handy's got himself the diffuser. The pistol's out. He made the right play. But W7M have got themselves now into grand final point.
But now, with a lot of smiles on the face of W7M, they know they got this.
There's no way.
They go on attack. Now, mind you, if they win this upcoming round, they have played perfect siege, down 1-6, all the way to 8-6.
Wow.
But attacking, as we've seen so far, looks so difficult every step of the way.
I've never seen anything like this. Watch it and soak it all in. From 6-1 down, W7M are on the verge of not just creating history, but beginning a dynasty. This is how legends are created.
The majors were dominant. W7M looking like the team to beat for a full year. And then all of a sudden, VP humbles them a bit in the lower bracket. FaZe makes it look easy in some of these maps in the best of 5. When it comes down to it, it's the most clutch, the most pressure. It's a certain kind of W7M that wakes up in the server and says, you know what? Not today.
Whoa, okay.
Let's
Okay,
relax.
Sniper. You're trailing. You are 6-7 down in the SI Grand Final. You're going for a run out. Won't find much, but just something to note. FaZe, they'll continue to aggress. They will not back down.
I mean, I gotta respect the effort. I wouldn't have the balls to do that myself. That's a damn shot. Sitting at bombs and say, guys, when they come, I'm ready, but I'm not roaming. I'm not seeking those spawn peaks. The attackers, W7M, they got utility. Capital, the fire and the smoke, Heartbreed, Selma, Thatcher, Thermite open up the basement walls right now, but they cannot brute the force, the bomb site most likely here. There's a big roaming presence. If they have good intel, they could of course go for a side rush, but it's a big risk.
It's a big stack, a breach. We may not see W7M contest up above.
They're going direct.
It could well be. Nade has that diffuser in hand. Capital close by. Nade has gotten a drone deep in towards sight. Maybe they'll make the call to hit it early.
Is this the moment? Nade with the entry, now looking to open up the castle barricade. Still a lot of time, mind you, on the clock. You can see it at the top of your screen. KZ will go down and will stay down. Cyber, a very important kill for FaZe and gives them a momentary advantage.
It's a very important kill. It shuts down the primary floor presence above. Hatch above Hillbox is soft. Now defenders can close that net. This kill should mean W7M they cannot proceed with the current plan.
Oh. JV! What an acute angle!
More.
Oh, more to come, no! Handy, 14-9, and clearly the ever-present star for FaZe in this grand final. Nade on the other side, wanting to be the annoying brother, and Handy will fall through the hatch. 3 versus 3.
And it's the smokes that are stalling out this push. So W7M have to wait for their moment.
It's all direct. It's a knockdown. No! 3 versus 1. Is this the moment where we can crown a new champion, a new dynasty to be created? And we will. Yes, we will. W7's last dance will end in a coronation as the dynasty begins with 2 trophies and now a hammer.
hypnotizing performance from W7M that will go down in the history books as one of the all-time best performance ever in Siege.
We've seen comebacks before in map camp, 0-2 2018, but we have never seen 7 round strength being down 1-6, believing in yourself every step of the way. KC and Hurst, they weren't there to begin with, but oh boy did they show up in the end.
Blessed. Oh, we are so blessed. This feels like a new dawn that has arisen, not just for this team, but arguably for this game that we love. Rainbow Six Siege, Sao Paulo, Brazil. Thank you.